What's going on, y'all? This is Low.
This is Key, and we're low key. So today we're going to talk about focus and where to put your focus. Okay, and focus is a big thing because you want to be able to have things and you want to be successful. So you have to find out where truly your focus is. So I believe that sometimes we can get distracted, and distractions come daily. I mean, through your family, your husband, your kids, everything can be a distraction if you let it. Okay, so one of the ways that I find out what I'm focusing on is if I'm focusing too long on something and it causes me to have an emotion, a negative emotion, that means that I am distracted from what I'm trying to do. You can get phone calls, people calling you, you get caught up in their thing, and then while you're trying to work on something, the next thing you know, you're thinking about that thing and not giving what you need to be focused on 100%.
Yeah.
So the things that you need to focus on would be things that make you feel good, things that can help bring honor to you, your family, your immediate family, those things, the things that you're trying to accomplish, the success that you want, those are the things that you need to focus on. But so many times, I know for myself, I can speak in my opinion, I've been distracted by certain things in the middle of what I'm trying to accomplish. And that can be so hard to bring your focus back into alignment with what you're trying to do when it impacts you mentally and emotionally.
Sometimes it's like the stuff that has the biggest emotional effect be the most pettiest stuff. But emotion is tied directly to focus. Like when you focus on something, that thing that has the biggest emotional impact, meaning it affects the way you feel, that's gonna be the strongest thing. And if you find yourself focusing or being distracted by things are up under your list of goals and priorities, then you need to reevaluate and think about why you are focusing on this thing that is not part of your direction, and it leads to nowhere. Like, why is it evoking such an emotional response? Like, why am I responding to that thing? And you go deeper, as deep as you gotta go.
Yeah.
Until you understand the reason why, and then you get back to where you gotta go. You have to, the things that you want, you have to find some kind of emotional connection.
That's right.
With that thing, because distractions is everywhere, and nothing else gives you a bigger emotional response than normally like the urgent things, the things that keep you looking at your feet. Like if you worried about the mortgage or the rent, that'll hit you right in the heart. You feel that one. You lose your job.
Big feel.
You gonna feel it. And that's that emotional response that I'm talking about, that we have to develop going forward, pursuing. Not only us developing it because of what we receiving. Gotta be more aggressive and more attentive and more purposeful with what we focusing on. And we create that emotion.
That's right.
It don't matter what you gotta do.
We create it. Yep, we create it. And the biggest thing with your focus is your focus is connected to your thoughts. So what you're paying attention to, what you're thinking about, and if you think about the same thing over and over and over again, that becomes a belief and it becomes a part of your character. And you want to guard your thoughts. That is the biggest thing that I've learned. Guard your thoughts.
God, got to.
You guard your thoughts. Meditation, because focus is directed. Like if you meditate, you're focusing on something, which means that you are learning to focus on one thing at a time. and you quiet your mind. And when you learn to focus that way, focus on yourself, focus on your business if you have one. If you're working, focus on your job, not doing something and your focus is on something totally different. Because you can do two things. You think you're doing two things at a time.
Yeah,
you're really not, but
yeah.
but you're not, your primary focus is not on what it needs to be.
Yep.
You know, and we become less than what we want to be when we do that. And I think one of the 3 ways that you can learn to focus or find out where your focus needs to be better at it is practice gratitude. You know, practice gratitude. You know, don't sit and focus on the negative. When you find yourself being negative, focus on the positive. Be grateful. We have so much to be grateful for, you know? And when we do that, you know, that in itself shows that you can focus on the positive, and it brings about a positive emotion, you know? Focus on that, you know?
People focus on so much things throughout the day. They be up and down, in and out, that way. So if what somebody say or do is evoking an emotional response, and it has turned your focus onto that thing, that means you are giving it reality when that person might not even be thinking about that no more. But you giving it energy.
Yeah.
Like when you not focused, when you not concentrating on a thing, it doesn't exist.
That's deep.
If you going in a direction, now if you idling, it's like sedentary bodies is the bodies that's more likely to be inflicted with disease. Or you know, like if somebody is sedentary, laying in the bed, they get bed sores.
Yeah.
That's when the attacks come. Physically. Now we could do the same thing subconsciously and mentally. Like when the direction is lacking and the movement is not forward, but it's side to side, you know, things will start to attach itself to you.
Oh man, that's deep. That's real deep.
And then when you focus on these things, it will expand.
So
because you made it exist.
So basically, you sound like when you focus on distractions, you invite trouble.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. For real, that's deep.
Yeah. It's like blood suckers. You know?
That's deep.
Even on the movie it be a lot of truth. Like, he was only killing people because they believe he was a killer. When they were like, you ain't nothing, you big head, you a clown, he starts shrinking into this little old man.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That's
they called him it because whatever you think it is what it is.
Whoa.
For real.
Whoa. Big facts.
And if you think success is mine, it's yours. For real. But if you think that person is better than you, you done made it expand. And now that's how you approaching the situation. That's the energy that you giving off. You know? Or if you come with an energy of you seeking acceptance in order for you to feel that way, then you don't know what you gonna get. Like, that's the wrong way to come on about it.
Yes, totally wrong.
Because that's how people could break you down and build you up, and break you down and build you up.
Absolutely, I agree.
You know? Because you looking for that approval. You know? You looking for them to use their energy to expand you. Instead of you expanding the situation because of what you focus on.
Yeah.
I don't like nobody.
Me either.
Yeah. What you got, man?
That's it, guys. So guard your thoughts. And focus on you. Things that bring you and your family honor.
It's real. This low.
This is Key, and we're low key.
Like, comment,
and subscribe.
peace.
Peace.